Debtors and Creditors. July 27, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. This week we have definitively busted the Roman Catholic Church for harboring a grotesque criminal cult within itself, and using sincere Christians as storefronts covering up for the nefarious activities of the cult members. The exact actual religion that the cultists adhere to has been identified as the Dogon Religion, a reptile-worshiping religion native to Africa and the Levant. It is apparent that this religion stems from very early contact with advanced alien civilizations that were familiar with genetics, astronomy, histology, embryology, and other information not available on Earth at the same time. It is also apparent that this sacred knowledge was perverted and used for entirely corrupt and criminal purposes, and that its primary center of power was the office of the Roman Pontiff within the Roman Catholic Church. We may safely say that this pagan religion came to Rome no later than the 2nd century BC and became enmeshed in the Roman administrative government, where its adherents served as tax collectors and notaries. We may also infer that treaties made by Constantine the Great and other Roman emperors prior to the Council of Nicaea resulted in this secretive cult being included under the umbrella of the Roman Catholic Church as part of a quid pro quo agreement negotiated by Saint Jerome. Saint Jerome also polluted the basic scriptures of the New Testament adopted by the Council by including numerous letters attributed to the Apostle Paul, but actually written as homages by Paul of Ephesus. These misogynist diatribes were necessary in the mind of the Roman emperor to ensure the continuance of the Roman Patriarchy. The use of impersonation and introduction of Dog Latin as a means to enslave illiterate people was established under the later Emperor Justinian, adopted by the cult ruling the city of Rome, and allowed by the Roman Catholic Church, which operated its secular business under Roman civil law. This so-called secular church operating under Roman civil law and ruled over by the office of the Roman Pontiff morphed into the Holy Roman Empire circa 800 AD, a convention that was continued under various rulers and organizational structures ever since, becoming the Third Reich in Germany and the Fourth Holy Roman Empire in 1939. Its current operations are centered in Brussels, where they have established the BEAST computer system as part of the European Common Market. The Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, and the kingdoms of Monaco and Liechtenstein, are up to their piggy snouts, all backed by principal gold deposits held in Spain and France and later, Switzerland, the Philippines and Kuwait. It all needs to be cleaned up and cleared out like a backed-up septic system, and we all need to wake to F up. One of the peculiarities of this religion is that they rape children, especially the rape of young men and boys by older men in acts of sodomy, and the rape of very young girls and even baby girls. This is done to pollute their bloodlines with foreign genetic material. It has only recently been learned that we retain genetic material from every sex partner we have ever had, but this fact has been well known to the Dogons. They see this as an opportunity to assure lots of progeny for themselves, seeded into the general population. They also use it as a means of subjecting, terrifying, and corrupting their victims, using false guilt, shame, and fear as a means of assuring obedience and submission to their purported supremacy and political agendas. It is now time to pull the masks off these criminals, using whatever means is necessary. And it is also time to explain the details of how they have used our treasury system against us. Anna Riesinger as the living being in possession of my natural family name. Anna Riesinger as the creditor of both the territorial person admitted to the hospital, the amniant named Anna Maria Riesinger, and not coincidentally also the name of the lawful person occupying the international land jurisdiction of this country as one of the people of Wisconsin, and all the municipal citizens doing business in my name. These international criminals working in collusion and gross breach of trust have attempted to kill off the people on paper and thereby evade their responsibilities and guarantees under the constitutions, while continuing to profit themselves from the commercial service contracts the constitutions provide for. They have repeatedly attempted to evade the constitutions by acts of bankruptcy, false settlements, and false settler agreements of the bogus trusts that they have used as a means to legalize all this tripe. And now we have them in our sights. Squarely identified. The whole shtick. Correct your political status records, claim your zygote and DNA, and the next time you see a Catholic priest, forego the impulse to grab him by the throat. You never know if you are dealing with an honest Christian or a servant of Satan, who was, as we are told, cast down into the sea, a sea snake among the water-breathing fish gods. Join your state assembly. This is necessary service in the interest of self-governance. You must accept the responsibility and create the proper instrumentality to enforce your claims and put an end to this criminal nonsense. We need courts, we need public notaries, we need actual sheriffs, we need continental marshals, we need public recorders, all of which are in short supply. We need actual lawyers, not bar attorneys. Now think about this whole situation in terms of credits and debts. Anna Riesinger is the principal creditor. Anna Maria Riesinger, a Wisconsinite and one of the people of this country, who just happens to have the same exact name as Anna Maria Riesinger, a British territorial citizen, representing a dead amnion belonging to Anna Riesinger, is also a creditor. The British territorial citizen, lost at sea and also called Anna Maria Riesinger, is not a creditor, because the amnion doesn't actually come first in the lineage. The zygote does. The amnion is a debtor with respect to Anna Riesinger, without whom she, the amnion, would never exist, so she and her estate are both debtors and property owned by Anna Riesinger. Ditto the situation with all the municipal persons created by the municipal United States. My parents created the unregistered trademark, Anna Maria Riesinger, and neither they, nor I, are at fault because of the actions of a doctor misapplying my land jurisdiction proper name to a dying amnion. It cannot be presumed that any of this intricate fraud scheme has anything whatsoever to do with me or my actual estate other than the fact that I own the principal name, own the priority creditor, hold all derivatives accountable and liable, and claim my exemptions. The most that can be alleged is that these municipal and territorial corporations have provided me with some services and incurred some costs under the actual constitutions, and that they should be paid by my state, which is party to those constitutions. Whereupon we, the principals and the priority creditors, call for an accounting and a return of our interest in our amnion's estates, public transmitting utilities, public charitable trusts, and all other derivatives, plus the interest and ownership in our parents' and grandparents' similar accounts and accounts, which they were just as unaware of as we were when this started.